Hi, it's day 33 of our 40 days of prayer. We're spending these last 10 days praying about different aspects of our church ministry at EACF. We prayed for small groups yesterday, we prayed for worship services the day before that, and today we're going to pray for our fellowship and our care for one another. So, the church in Acts chapter 2, they focused on four things: the apostles' teaching, fellowship, the breaking of bread, and prayers. And when it comes to fellowship, the passage there at the end of Acts chapter 2 really describes the way that they conducted themselves in the relationships that they had. They were meeting at the temple for worship, but then they would also meet in each other's homes, share meals together. And then when you unfold all of that through the rest of the New Testament, you see these relationships that are deep, where they're really genuinely sharing with one another, they're confessing sins to one another, praying for one another, praying for God's sanctification, really sharing God's grace. Even when they would get into arguments or there would be conflict, they would forgive one another. All the things that Jesus said that we needed to do, the church carried that out, and it's a beautiful picture. Galatians 6 talks about carrying one another's burdens, talks about when someone's sick, come before the elders, pray, talks about sharing resources, working hard so you have something to give and help other people who might be in need. Just all these wonderful things. You know, the letters talk about marriages, parenting, relationships between masters and servants. You know, all these things were transformed by the love of God, and that really just demonstrates how the quality and the depth of biblical fellowship was one where they really encountered and experienced the grace of God, the goodness of God, and the presence of God. And so that's what we want to pray for. So many times we settle for something far short. Now, activities are good, they help us to build those relationships and that sense of familiarity and comfort. But we really want to intentionally take it deeper as we ask one another how we can pray for one another and care for one another, showing each other God's love. So pray for a couple of the people. You know that there are some people that are struggling in the season, or some people that may be a little disconnected, people who are maybe struggling with sin. Pray for them, communicate with them, encourage them, and just continue to pray that God would deepen our fellowship. And I will see you tomorrow.